Hello, my name is Dr. John Walck. I'm the owner and founder and medical director of Optimal Wellness Integrative Family Medicine Clinics in Gig Harbor and Olympia, Washington. In our program, we help you define and achieve your goals for optimal health. And we do this with our Walk to Wellness program. Now, today we're going to talk about exercise. Yeah, I know you've always had a million excuses about why exercise wouldn't be helpful or why you wouldn't want to exercise. But I got to tell you that exercise is one of the most important components of our Walk to Wellness. And if you want health, you've got to exercise. Now, I'm a thrifty, resourceful sort of a guy, and that's why I've devised a safe, easy, simple, economical, effective, and no excuses approach to exercise. Now, the first thing you need to do is define what you're hoping to achieve. Now, if you're training for your next marathon, you're going to be doing a different type of exercise than we're going to be doing here today. If you're training to get up on the stage with Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's going to be different again. But for myself, I'm wanting to achieve optimal health. I'm wanting to maintain weight loss and achieve weight loss. And so the rest of our comments here today are going to be towards that type of exercise. Now, the next thing you need to do is decide what do you need. Now, the first thing you need is the right attitude. And I already mentioned the right attitude. The right attitude is, if I want health, I've got to exercise. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, how am I going to achieve that? Well, the first thing I want to do is I want to make it fun, and I want to make it no work and no stress. So, as you stay tuned here, we'll discover how we do that. The second thing I need is about 30 minutes a day or less. Less is fine, but just be consistent. Of course, the more weight you have to lose, the more time you want to devote. But being consistent and persistent, and that weight will come off as long as you're doing it daily. Third thing you need is some lace-ups, some sneakers. The fourth thing you need is some weights. Now, I've got some weights. I started with 1-pounders. Yes, I'm a sissy, but I was going to be safe, and gradually over the time I have increased my weights. Now, the next thing you want to do to make your exercise routine just as efficient as possible is you want to exercise this part of the engine as well as that part of the engine. Now, when you go for a walk or a jog, you're exercising primarily the lower half of the body. So to make this more efficient, we want to bring in the top half of the body and exercise this part of the engine as well. Get all cylinders firing. That'll make this the most efficient way of exercising. So what you need here is your free weights. So here's my free weights. I started with our exercise is going to involve various movements, and you see you can get into a jog, you can get into a cadence of a walk while you're doing these exercises. But anyway, so that's we'll show you more about that in a little bit. So we got 8 basic exercises to use your weights with. The first one that I do is I do this, and that's exercising the deltoids here, plus to some extent the trapezii and the upper back. Now, then I do this one. So again, we're getting the deltoids, we're getting the upper arms, and especially if you flip the weights up as you go, you'll also get the forearms. And you remember, we're trying to get as many muscles involved in these routines as possible. And so here we got the trapezii, we got the deltoids. The next thing I do is this, and again flip the arms, or the hands, the wrists. Now I'm really getting a burn in my rotator cuff here, back and here. So, and I'm also getting my biceps. So you see, each of these movements involves several muscles. The next thing I do is I do this one. And here we've got the forearms, we've got the biceps, and then at the end we've got the shoulders, the deltoids, and the trapezii, as well as the upper shoulder girdle. I can still feel this in my teres muscles in the back of the shoulder here, along with the rotator cuff. Now the next thing is I bend over. Bend over, and I pull the weights up this way and out. So up gets the biceps and also the trapezii, the rhomboids between the shoulder blades, up and out. And now we're getting the triceps. So I can feel the burn back there. Now of course, to do this exercise, you'd have to stop your jogging or your running. Although I suppose it's possible. You could, depending on how resourceful you are. Now the last one that I do in this set is I come up this way. Now here I'm feeling the burn in my latissimus dorsi and my triceps. And again, you could flex the forearms here, such as this, to get that muscle involved as well. Now remember I said no excuses, so here's how you do it if you've got leg problems. You can do all these exercises sitting in a chair. So again, no excuses. You see, all these exercises are possible just sitting in the chair. And then bending over and doing these and even these. Now, fish oil, very important, so you don't develop a bursitis with all this repetition. Choose light weights so you don't injure yourself. Worst thing would be to lay yourself up and not be able to proceed with your walk to wellness and getting healthy. And 10 to 15 to 30 minutes a day. Now you see, I'm just barely getting out of breath here, so I've just at the top end probably of my fat burning zone. So there you have it. Your safe, easy, simple, economic, efficient, no excuses approach to exercise. Go out, have fun. Do not make it stressful. Do not make it work. Make it enjoyable, and that'll bring you back for the next time.